If you think your baby just sleeps all day in the womb, you're about to be really surprised because scientists have found that before they're even born, babies are doing 5 things that most parents have absolutely no idea about. Discovery 1. Your baby is moving way more than you think. Just think about this for a second. You put your hand on your belly, you feel a little kick, you smile. But did you know that behind that one kick, there were probably 100 other movements you never even felt? Here's the truth. Your baby is incredibly active in the womb. They start moving as early as 9 weeks. By the second trimester, they can flip around, put their fingers in their mouth, and change positions multiple times an hour. In ultrasound studies, scientists have actually watched babies yawning, rubbing their faces, and, this one will blow your mind, practicing the same crawling movements they'll use after they're born. And here's something most people don't know. A baby's hands develop really early. First the fingers, then the palm, then the grip strength. And they're already testing that grip out in the womb. Grabbing the umbilical cord, pressing their hands together, they're doing all of it. In a study from the University of Durham, when researchers recorded fetal movements in detail, they found that babies as young as 15 weeks were already touching their own faces. And it wasn't random. Over time, those touches got more and more precise, like someone practicing. The kicks you feel? That's actually only about 10% of what your baby is doing. The other 90%? They're quietly doing their own thing, totally in their own little world. So the next time they kick, just know, they're not just saying hi, they're rehearsing for life. But you haven't even heard the most fascinating part yet. Discovery 2, your baby recognizes your voice before they're even born. Have you ever wondered, when you talk to your belly, is your baby actually listening? This isn't just a sweet feeling, there's real science behind it. In a study done in Canada, researchers played a poem to some babies in their mother's voice and the same poem to other babies in a stranger's voice. The results? Absolutely mind-blowing. When mom's voice came on, the baby's heart rate sped up. When a stranger's voice came on, the heart rate slowed down. 2 completely different responses. And the meaning is clear. Your baby knows your voice. They recognize it. They're already connected to it. But here's something even deeper. It's not just your voice. It's the rhythm of your voice, the tone, the rise and fall of it. All of that registers in your baby's brain. When you sing a lullaby, when you talk softly, those patterns stay with them. A study from the University of Florida found that babies whose moms regularly talked or sang to them during pregnancy were able to recognize language sounds faster after birth. So what does that mean? Your voice isn't just comforting them. It's actually preparing their brain for language, for bonding with you. All day long, your voice reaches them. When you're talking to someone, when you laugh, when you're humming along to a song. Slowly, that voice becomes the most familiar, the safest sound they know. Discovery 3. Your baby is actually tasting food in the womb. Imagine this. Tonight you sit down and have a slice of warm apple pie. And that sweetness, that smell, that flavor actually reaches your baby. For real, around 20 weeks, a baby's taste buds are fully developed. After that, whatever you eat, those flavors dissolve into the amniotic fluid, and your baby swallows it. In one study, babies whose moms regularly ate carrots during pregnancy actually preferred carrots at 6 months old, compared to babies whose moms hadn't eaten them. And it doesn't stop there. Moms who eat a lot of spicy food during pregnancy, or a lot of sweets, or bitter vegetables, their babies already have a familiarity with those flavors. They're less likely to reject them later on. And here's an angle most people never think about. If you're skipping meals during pregnancy, eating mostly processed food, or just eating the same few things over and over, your baby is growing up in a limited flavor world. It might take them longer to accept new foods later on. Your food isn't just feeding you. You're creating your baby's very first food experience, their first taste, their first memory. Whatever you're eating right now, That's their first introduction to the flavors of this world. By the way, if you're watching this right now, drop your baby's name in the comments. I love reading about all the little stars who are getting ready to come into this world. Discovery 4. Your baby already has a full sleep pattern. Let's say your baby kicks a lot at night and stays pretty quiet during the day. You've probably heard someone say, babies who are active at night turn into night owls when they grow up. And honestly, there's actually some truth to that. By the third trimester, a baby is sleeping about 95% of the time. But that sleep isn't all the same. There are cycles: deep sleep, light sleep, and little windows of being awake. Dr. Janet DiPietro from Johns Hopkins University found in her research that babies who had irregular sleep patterns in the womb also had trouble sleeping as newborns. And babies who were more active in the womb tended to be fussier as infants. But there was another thing that came out of this research. Something about the mom's sleep. When mom is asleep, her body goes still. When she's up and moving around, working, walking, baby gets this gentle rocking motion. And when she stops, meaning when mom sleeps, a lot of babies actually wake up and get more active. That's why kicks tend to pick up at night, because your baby wakes up in that stillness. What does that mean? Your baby's temperament, their personality, is already starting to take shape before they're even born. The little one who's coming to meet you is already figuring out who they are. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. Discovery 5. Your baby feels your emotions. Have you ever noticed that when you're really exhausted or stressed out, your baby kicks more? That's not a coincidence. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals cross the placenta and reach your baby within minutes. Your baby doesn't know what you're upset about, but their nervous system feels that biological echo of your stress. Scientists have actually measured this. When a mom's emotional state shifts, the baby's heart rate and movement change too. And there's another piece of research that's really important. A long-term study from the University of California found that babies born to moms who experience prolonged, intense stress during pregnancy showed higher rates of anxiety and sleep problems after birth. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this so you understand. Taking care of yourself matters just as much as anything else you do. When you give yourself rest, when you have a good conversation with someone, when you do something that makes you feel good, that calm goes directly to your baby.